Hey, it's Maddie, and welcome to my November TBR. I'm so excited for this month because hopefully at some point I will no longer be sick. And that is what I'm loving about this month because I have been sick for a god awful amount of time. And if you think my voice sounds awful, it does, but I just needed to get back to business. But the other reason I'm really excited is because my husband drew me some new cards for my TBR game, and I'm so excited to be using them today. And I cannot wait a second longer. I've actually tried to film this video a couple of times, but my voice was just so bad. I just couldn't. So I'm trying again. Here we go. And that is why it's going up so late in the month because it's already a few days in. I feel like once Halloween ended, the beginning of November just went shoo. So anyways, back to the TBR cards. I wanted to show you the new ones. I tried to include some transitional ones that go into the wintry months, but I also tried to keep some of the spooky season ones and some of the witchy ones, which I always try to include in my decks. And so I feel like it's a good blend because November is that in between month between the holidays and Halloween. So I feel like I wanted to include the best of both worlds, kind of like a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe. We're getting both in one go. So I do have like, I think 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is indeed correct. So first we have this pumpkin spice latte or chai, if you will. And it is so adorable. I'm in love with this one. It's one of my favorite cards. Then we have these adorable little bats. We have this pumpkin patch. And I feel like this one really reminds me of like the end of Halloween where there's like almost no pumpkins left and you just have the little few deserted ones left over after everyone's just kind of picked over the field. And then we have these falling leaves. And then we have a sword. And I love each and every one of these. And I'm hoping to get as many of these new cards in this game as possible. That is definitely a goal. I think for my reading goals, I have so many books that I want to get to. I definitely have a ton of new releases I want to get to. I want to finish up some of my spooky season books, but I also want to start transitioning into some holiday reads because I feel like I wait till the last minute and then I never read all the books that I've wanted to read, and I don't want to like read too many too close together either because I feel like that doesn't incorporate enough time for some variety. So I like to just start sprinkling them in. But I'm totally honestly open with this TBR and I'm just excited to get to it. I also did move all my prompts into this basket and there are so many in here. I have some new ones. I have a ton of old ones. I had ones I've taken out from previously. So we have quite the collection. I'm not sure if I should slowly take them out and then use all of them like one time and then slowly empty out the basket, or if I should just throw them back in there and just see what we get. I don't know. I'll have to think on it because I will probably use this for other videos and things. And I don't want to like lose the prompts. We'll just see what we end up doing. But for now, I will definitely dive into this basket if I don't get a bomb card. So if you're new here, let me just go over the game really quick before we just launch into business. So if you've never seen one of my TBR games before, it's pretty much just a game where I have this stunning TBR deck that my husband hand drew. I choose usually between like 8 and 10 cards depending on the month and like what my goals are. This month I think I'm going to choose 8 cards because I want a little wiggle room to like mood read, and we're getting up to the end of the year. So I really just want to be plucking books as they come because I definitely need to just get things done. And some of these cards, well, all of the cards have TBR prompts on the back. Some of them are bomb cards just to spice things up a little bit. And some of them indicate for me to do different things. Like some of them are like read a book over 500 pages or pick 2 TBR prompts. So that's pretty much just adding 2 books to your TBR. Sometimes it's read an entire series. So we can truly get some crazy cards, which just makes it so fun. So let's just dive into the game because I am dying to see what my November TBR is going to be. And I'm really excited to hopefully get as many of the new cards as I can because I've never used them before. So that's always exciting. So I'm just shuffling and then I will close my eyes and choose our first card and we'll figure out what the first book is going to be on the November TBR. Ooh, okay. Instantly, we're starting off with a bomb card. So that is going to be a book over 500 pages. And this is the poison bottle card, which I absolutely love the card. Definitely deadly, though. That's not too bad, though. But we're already starting off with a chunky one. So for a book over 500 pages, I had to go with The Curse of Sins. I'm not sure if this is a second book or no, That's not what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say is I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a duology or a trilogy, and this is the second book. And I'm just really excited to get to this one. I love The Curse of Saints. I haven't heard anyone talk about it, but I really, really enjoyed it. And I feel like I need to do like a refresher on that book because it has been a year. I read it when it first came out, and I just remember absolutely devouring it and not wanting to put it down. And I feel like I read it at the most perfect time. It was exactly what I needed in that moment. And so I'm very excited to pick up this next book, and I don't want to wait any longer. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to do a refresher though, because it has been quite a while. That's why I do kind of like starting series once they're all out, because I love to just binge a series. I have a hard time separating books that far apart, even if I absolutely loved them. Like Ember and the Ashes, I reread all the books that came out before the next book. So, like, if it was the third book, I'd read the first and the second book and then read the third book. And I did that with every single one. And I loved doing that though, because I got to reread my favorite series multiple times, but it's not always convenient to do with every series in the world. So maybe I'll just have to do a reread of The Curse of Saints. Either way, this is the first book on the TBR, and I could not be more happy, to be honest. Maddie won bomb card 0, honestly. That ended up being a win for me and not so much of a bomb card, which I feel like is a sign of good luck through this game. So let's pick our second card and see what we have going on. Watch as I get another bomb card, and it's not a good thing this time. We'll see. I'm going to put that out in the universe. I'm so excited. I got one of the new cards. I got the pumpkin spice latte, and that one is going to be a spicy read. Okay, so the TBR game ended up getting me back, even though this isn't even a bomb card. But honestly, it's kind of strategic on my part, and it does work in my favor. Let me just explain. So I'm going to put King of Pride on, and yes, I'll take off the sticker. I promise. Let's just do that now while I'm talking to you. I'm going to go with King of Pride because I need to read this for one of my Bookmas videos, and I'm going to be pre-filming a couple in November, so I might start this book in November, and I'm trying to be strategic. But yeah, I need this book for one of my videos. And the reason why I say TBR game got me is because I still haven't read the last book in the Twisted series, Twisted Lies, and this is chunky. They're really quick to fly through though. They are chunky, but they're also fast paced, so I still will probably fly through this. Probably I should have picked this one for my book over 500 pages. I put this on like 3 TBR, so I need to get it read, and I love this series. Like, I'm having such a good time, so I just need to prioritize it. But the other thing is that I need to read King of Wrath before I'm going to read King of Pride, because I am going to read them in order. But essentially that just means 3 books are going on the TBR so I can get to King of Pride. So the November TBR is getting wild already. I can't even believe it. This spicy card really spiced things up, didn't it? So let's pick the third TBR prompt. Ooh, okay, so we got the sword card, and that is going to be a sword on the cover. There truly was no choice. I had to go with The Stars Are Dying. This cover is so incredibly stunning. The sprayed edges, the backside, and then just wait for the naked hardcover. I'm obsessed. This is everything. I am so in love. And then what's super cool is the inside are these sparkly gold end pages, and then even the little thing, I don't know what you would call this, but is sparkly gold as well. It is so stunning. I'm obsessed. It has vampires. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful, and I want to read it immediately. So I can't finish filming my TBR video. I'm sorry, because I have to start this book. I am very excited for this, and I cannot wait. I hope the writing is as stunning as the outside, because then I will absolutely fall in love. So the fourth card. Oh my god, I have another one of the new ones. I was expecting a holiday one, to be honest. Okay, so we have these stunning falling leaves, and this one is going to be a book that has leaves on the cover. I had to go with Rewitch. This cover is the cutest thing ever, but it does have falling leaves on the cover, and I'm really excited to get to this. I thought I was going to read this in October, and I honestly didn't really read any witchy books in October, which is really crazy for me because I usually have a couple weeks where I just read nothing but witchy books in October, and that did not happen this year. And I've honestly just been craving a good witchy book, so I'm very excited to add this to the TBR. Okay, let's pick the next card. Ooh, okay, so we ended up getting the Chamomile, and that is a book that has a map or a playlist. I knew immediately which one I was gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Grimstone by Sophie Lark. I'm really excited to get to this. There's like a spooky house involved. I think there's some mystery they're trying to figure out, and I feel like it gets a little spicy, so I'm very excited. I don't know too much, but I just love that she has illustrations in her books. Those little touches for me get me every time, and they make me want to pick up the book so much more. So I'm very excited to dive into this. I hope it's good. I feel like it's just going to be a really fun time, and I think it will break up some of the craziness. Well, I kind of have a lot of this vibe going on, I feel like, but I'm not mad about it. Okay, let's pick the next card. Oh, we ended up getting a holiday one. So we have these little ornaments, which are super adorable. My voice cracked for a second. That's going to be a debut novel. So I think I'm going to go with This Cursed House. This is a gothic horror debut, and I'm so excited about it. I feel like it's going to have incredible atmosphere, and it's going to be super spooky. I think the best time to read this is going to be like on a cozy, wintry night because it's going to probably start snowing here soon. It actually already did lightly snow, and so I feel like it's just going to take off very, very soon. So I feel like it would be perfect to have a warm, cozy night in and to read this book. It's going to be super spooky, and I'm really excited. Okay, next card. Ooh, okay, so we have the spell book, and that is a retelling or book with magic. So I think for this one, I'm going to go with Malice. This one's for you, Brooklyn. She raves about this book all the time. It's been on my radar for a very long time, and I definitely want to get to it because I got the new book. I don't know if it's a spin-off or if it's completely separate, but I kind of want to get to a Malice and Misrule. I keep wanting to call it Misuse, and I think it's Misrule before I read our Crimson Crown. Yeah, it's sitting right there. And so I'm very excited to get to this. Like I said, it's been on my radar for a long time, and then Brooklyn was raving about it, and it knocked it up several notches on my list. Okay, we are on our final TBR card, and if we don't end up getting anything that has me take one of the prompts, what? No, that's not what I'm trying to say. If I don't get a bomb card that indicates for me to grab from the TBR basket, then I will just grab a couple at the end. And then I also want to share a couple book club books with you. So let's pick the last card and see what we have going on. I'm so nervous. Oh, I almost grabbed two and I totally looked down. I'm going to reshuffle because that was almost a cheat, an accidental cheat. Okay, so we ended up getting The Witch's Broom, and that is going to be an author I've never read from before. That's a good one to end out on. So I think I'm going to go with I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. I haven't read any of his books yet, and I really want to start because I've heard incredible things. He has quite the backlist, so I want to start getting into his books if I end up liking this. And I actually haven't heard anyone talk about this too much. I know it just came out not too long ago and it sounds really intriguing. And I just feel like now's the perfect time to pick this one up. So this is the next book on the TBR. Let's see if I can. Perfect. Okay, so let's dive into the TBR basket. I swear these prompts change locations every single time. And I might even do like a Christmas nug. What? No. Might have to do a Christmassy mug next month. We'll see though, because I have so many prompts now. I don't know that they're going to fit in a mug unless I take most of them out. So let's mix them up and see what we get. Okay, so the prompt that I got is features a vampire. I think for this one, I'm going to go with Castle of the Curse. I believe there's like a silver-eyed vampire in here, which sounds intriguing, and it just sounds really, really gothic-y, which I love. And what is this like pitched as? Probably like a gothic fantasy, maybe. And hmm, a dark gothic romance filled with twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end, is what it says. So we're gonna go with this one. I guess I could show you under the dust jacket. These are the end pages, which are really cool. And then the naked hardcover is also super stunning, especially the back. I love the back. I love the front too. And then let's see if there's any pictures on the end pages here. There is. That's stunning. Okay. I'm really excited. I feel like this is a stunning choice. Oh, if I can close it gently. Now for the last TBR prompts, they're all like kind of falling here. Let's try to shake it up so you can see me digging around more. Okay, here we go. Let's find out my fate together. It says a book that has blood on the cover. Wow, we're really getting the like spooky season prompts. Like, I guess it does not want to let go of me. It does not want me to move on to the holidays. I was honestly ready this year more than most years though. Normally I'm like, oh, spooky season is over, but this was just such a weird year. I'm like, okay, we can move to the holidays at this point. But I will always be a spooky season girl year round at heart. So it's not really gone for me anyways. I swear I normally have like a million and one options, but of course when I'm looking for it, I'm struggling to find them. I ended up going up with Hooked, going up with I ended up going with Hooked because I've been really wanting to get to this series. I think this has been on quite a few TBRs. I actually ended up picking this book up in a random Barnes that I walked in. I've only been in it once. It was in Boise, Idaho. I was driving through, I think, to visit Utah before I actually moved there. Or maybe, no, I was driving back to Oregon from Utah after we had just visited for the first time, and it was right before we moved there. And where I live in Oregon, we don't really have the best barns, so I was just on top of the moon with all the options. I was having such a hard time picking, but I just loved this cover. It really drew me in, and I wanted to dive into this series. It seemed like it was just going to be so fun, and I love that it's dark fairy tale retellings. I think that's just such a fun concept. And I know Katie Roberts has that one series where she does the same thing. And I really enjoyed Desperate Measures. I haven't read, I think I read one other book in the series, and I'm really enjoying those books. So I'm very excited to kind of go at it from a different perspective and be able to read from another author doing a similar thing because I think it's just so much fun. The newest book, Hex, just came out. So I definitely want to start reading this so I can pick that one up and see what that one's about. I think it's a Little Mermaid retelling. That's going to be so much fun. Now for book club books. So my husband and I have a book club called the Lights Out Book Club. We actually just started it, and for our first official book that we're going to read together for the book club, we're going to do The Book of Doors, and I'm so excited. I actually just picked this up on a whim at Barnes. I hadn't heard anything about it. It just really drew me in, and it sounds so intriguing. The concept sounds super cool, and my husband said that he thought this sounded the most interesting out of the books we're kind of choosing from. So this is going to be our first pick, and I think it's going to be so fun, and we're going to make little cheese plates and have a drink and sit down and just talk about the book, and I'm so excited for that. And then for my book club with my friend Brooklin from Brooklyn's Library, we decided to go for The Nightmare Before Kissmas. Our book club's called Accidentally Yours, a book club, and I'm so excited. I will link everything about that one down below. I'm just especially excited for this one because obviously it's a not a retelling, it's inspired, I should say, by The Nightmare Before Christmas. And I'm so excited because that's one of my favorite things ever. I actually used to have a readathon that I did, the Night Before Christmas readathon, on my previous channel. And I think I want to unofficially do it this year just because this is a newer channel. And so I think it would be fun to just kind of do it along. I might make a vlog for it and just read some of the books that maybe fit the prompts. I usually only do like 3 or 4 prompts, and some of them are not even reading prompts just to make it super low key. In the spirit of things, I might do that this year and just keep it alive because I loved that readathon and I was super happy doing it every single year, and I feel like it's tradition at this point, so I gotta unofficially do it. So these are my book club books. Now I also wanted to just bring up a couple honorary mentions before I end out the video because I have a couple books that I definitely want to try to squeeze in November. I am doing Bookmas, so we'll see, but I'm just gonna throw them on the TBR just because. The first one being Sally's Lament. I think I'm going to include this in my Night Before Christmas readathon and squeeze that into one of the prompts. I'm so excited and obsessed with this cover. I love Nightmare Before Christmas retellings. I think they're the most fun thing ever. I read, oh no, why am I blanking? Long Live the Pumpkin Queen. That's what it was. I've read that twice. Loved it. So much fun. Best thing ever. And so I'm excited to get more of Sally. Like, you just got so much more of Jack and Sally, their relationship, but you really learned a lot about Sally in her own right. Definitely could always use more of that. And then I also wanted to read Air by Saba Tahir, one of my favorite authors of all time. Ember in the Ashes, one of my favorite series of all time. Reread it like 7 times. I cannot even tell you how many times I've read, specifically in Ember and the Ashes. I need to read A Sky Beyond the Storm because I've only read that once. That is just unacceptable, honestly. So I need to do a reread of that series for the millionth time, but I definitely want to get to Air. I think that this is in the same universe. So I am just beyond excited and I need to read this before the end of the year. I cannot wait and put this off. And I also want to get the original cover. This is the Barnes exclusive, but I love the deep blue of the original cover as well. So I definitely want to get that one also because, as I said, favorite author, favorite series, favorite universe. So definitely need to get the other copy of that. And then I also need to read Mile High. I've had this on so many TBRs. I don't know why I don't just pick it up. I think maybe the chunkiness of it and me just trying to read other things and get other things done. But I do need to pick this up because I need to read this to get to a book in the series for a video that I'm doing for Bookmas that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And I just haven't read the books that I need to get to the books that I need to read for that video. So that's like a must. And then I also just wanted to read Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. It's a short one. It will get me closer to my reading goals and make me feel accomplished. And I feel like it's a good one to just kind of squeeze in. But we'll see because we're already getting into November and I definitely need to start pre-filming for Bookmas very soon. So we'll see where these books fit in and how we'll squeeze them in. But that is the TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're picking any of them up. Also, let me know, are you wishing spooky season were still here, or are you ready for the holidays? Are you ready to just like have a good mix of both? I really like November because I feel like you kind of get the best of both worlds and you're kind of in that transitional phase. And I kind of enjoy those phases because I feel like you can just really nicely blend the two together. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.